This week on the Face Off Hockey Show, boy howdy, did the Penguins do something. We'll talk about that whole thing. Some guys are out for the season already. We're 1 week away from puck drop. We've got new tech, we've got old tech, and we've got iTech. Mark sold pads. I don't think we have those at all, but yeah, whatever. And I got 280 characters on Twitter to which to show my disdain for everything. Aren't you glad about that? Face Off Hockey Show coming up right now.
The following program is closed captioned for the thinking impaired.
Choose your command. You have chosen
the Face Off Hockey Show.
I mean, hockey is my life. I've got on hockey underwear right now.
The Face Off Hockey Show. With Scotty Waz. Sean O.
breakaway.
And the P-Boys, Johnny and Mark with the C.
Yeah, baby.
You believe it not? Yes!
Here's your host for the Face Off Hockey Show, Scotty Waz.
Welcome. We're back. Everything's happy. I think. I don't know. It's the last week I'm doing producing for a while, I hope. Jesus. It's Face Off Hockey Show. I'm Scotty Waz. I'm joined by Mark with the C. And then Johnny P still under hiatus. So
yeah, I think he may make a run in.
Okay. That's good. It's good to know.
I mean,
we'll
I
see.
don't know. He could make a run in, I guess. I don't know when he was flying back. I don't want to make any promises, but I guess there's a chance he could make a run in.
It was quite mysterious. His whole flight plan was quite mysterious. But good for him. We'll see how it all goes. Welcome. We will talk about all those things I talked about at the beginning, especially the new tech. I found out when Twitter expanded to 280 characters. I'm like, I wonder if I have that. And as I was doing my Twittering today about my little thing with the UND, I'm like, oh, they don't have me a Twitter thing. It's just a little bar that like circles around to see if I have enough. It's like when you use up your data. They're like, you have this much data to use. So I apparently have the 280 character clip. So hooray.
Was that something that only got pushed out to certain users?
I think so, because the Face Off Hockey Show one does not have 280. It has the standard 140. So Twitter tech in a big way.
I wonder if you have to have used Twitter a certain amount of times, or maybe gotten close to that. Maybe you have to have an average character. I wonder what your advanced stats are for Twitter.
It could be time over use plus characters. I don't know how they could. I guess they could track
characters used.
Yeah, exactly. It's almost like it's one of those movies, like the holiday movies, the Valentine's Day or the New Year's Day, where there's like 85,000 characters.
Yeah,
and they're all overly attractive.
Yeah, I wonder what your at to hash ratio is.
Ooh, my at ratio is much higher than my hash ratio. I do not hashtag.
Yeah, but the at to hash. If your at to hash is high, that means that you're really good at interpersonal relationships. If you've got a low at to hash, that means that all you do is post to these ridiculous hashtags. I mean, I'm just going into the advanced stat. I didn't make up the stats.
I wonder what the mutual ats are, because if you're one of those people who follows famous people and just yells at, like if you're a person with 62 followers and they're all your coworkers or family and you're yelling at Skip Bayless every day, like I wonder how that goes. I wonder what those stats are.
And I wonder what the stats for what you're commenting on versus what the top 10, the trending. If you're always talking about the trending stuff, then
trending's gotten weird. Trending has gotten weird though, because the hashtags aren't a thing now. You can track people trending just by using their name. Like the hashtag is almost passé at this point.
What? No.
Yeah. If you check the trending topics, it's usually not even a hashtag. It's like a person's name. Like Ubaldo Jimenez, who can't get it out, for Christ's sake. Also, by the way, I just downed like a Jimmy John's big foot-long sub or whatever the hell it was in like 10 minutes.
I'm impressed. What's his name from St. Joe would be impressed. Chip Armstrong would be impressed.
Oh, Chip Armstrong with the statue outside and a hoagie yelling at a freshman. But anyway.
So seriously, Twitter's been around long enough to see one of probably its best technological, and I wouldn't even call it technological, maybe the best advances in the hashtag. Like the hashtag changed the way that people talked about things, and now we've gone to the point where that is even old news. We can't even hashtag anymore because it's old news.
Well, yeah, because I think everything has a hashtag now. I mean, you look at Instagram uses hashtags. The Facebook has hashtags now.
That's
For
what I'm
Christ's sake.
saying. Twitter started it. They were pioneers on the hashing.
It's kind of weird. That sounds druggy. Sounds almost too druggy. So I think Weezer was the one that started the hash pipe revolution.
Yes, I know you're probably right.
How was your week there, sir?
It's good. Still no baby. I mean, there is a baby. It's just not. It's self-contained baby. It's still in the womb baby.
It's still incubating.
It's not in the outside world baby.
Yeah.
So baby's on the way. I have a strong suspicion that this may be the last baby-free show for me.
Yeah, I was gonna say for everyone, I've already jumped that. I already jumped that shark
Right,
a while ago.
The last Patanzo baby-free show, unless John, did something that we don't know about.
How great would it be? He comes rushing in the studio, guys. There's a girl at the door, and there's a baby. I don't know what to do.
I had to beat Mark to the punch, so
Exactly.
I stole a baby from England and brought it back.
Oh God, yeah. So his trip seemed fun though.
Yeah, it looked like fun. Even though, oh man, he can never go to a Ravens game again.
Christ, did they get sick pumped? Like I turned it off after the first quarter. I'm like, I've been overnights. I'm just gonna sleep today.
Yeah.
So
Well, so it's what 7:30 in the morning where you were? Or
it
6:30?
was 8:30. I'm
8:30.
I'm
No.
Central Time. I'm an hour behind you guys.
That's not too bad. So yeah, 8:30 in the morning. I mean, that's not terrible.
Well, I worked
You watch
overnight.
Sporting events at earlier times. In the
No,
day.
I have, but I've worked. I worked. I got off of work at 7:30 a.m. So like I was up all night and doing the hospital thing.
Yeah. So it's happy hour for you. It's like,
Essentially,
get out of
yeah.
work, come home, grab a Bailey's and coffee or a Jameson and coffee. It's been a terrible day.
Yeah, no, except for you can't buy anything in North Dakota until noon, so that's the shitty part about it. But hooray, blue laws! They're still a thing. We still think it's 1950 over here. Whatever. But no baby, you guys still preparing? That's good.
Yep. And this was our last weekend of going out and doing the things. And we went to like an apple orchard and bought some apple cinnamon donuts or something like that. And they were really good. And that was pretty much my weekend. These are my weekends now.
Here's the thing. Here's the big question, the pressing question. Do you have a route?
A route?
Do you have a route
Do
to
we
the
have-
hospital?
Oh, yeah. We have two. I mean,
Oh,
come on.
perfect.
We got a
Smart.
route.
Making sure.
We live in a place called Sterling, Virginia. It's right by the Dulles Airport, and as one of the perks of being close to the Dulles Airport, there is a road, the Dulles Access Toll Road. There is the toll portion of the road that takes you to DC, and then there's the untolled portion of the road that goes straight from DC to the airport, and you don't have to pay. Also, it goes from the airport to DC, and you don't have to pay. So if the tolled portion of the road happens to have traffic on it on the way to Fairfax Hospital, which is where we are delivering because it's the best, supposedly, so I've heard, we will just take a little detour through the airport and take the express lane, so to speak, straight to Fairfax. So
Nice.
we've definitely thought this through.
Smart. Good work.
And if any of you coppers try to pull me over, I'm going to pull the baby card.
Lady with a baby, lady with a baby. Good call. Awesome. Well, my week was a little bit more fascinating than yours. Scotty Waz went on a buying spree.
Woo!
So Jen helped out too because she bought EA Sports' NHL Rock the Rink, which was their answer to NHL hits back in the day. And she bought it for the PS1. And I have a PS1. But I only had one controller, so I went out and bought a second PS1 controller on the eBay.
Nice. I love how you can't even use, like, even if you went out and bought a PS3 controller, you couldn't use that on PS1.
Yeah. So now I got a two PS1 controllers, so we'll be playing that god-awful game. And then this is something I bought a couple weeks ago. And it finally arrived today from Pop Charts. It's hockey jerseys, a visual compendium of hockey jerseys. So it's got all kinds of hockey jerseys on here. So that's going to be hanging up on the studio soon.
So is there a method to that madness, like years or teams or something?
No, it looks like just all the Gonzo. It goes from years. So you got your 1910s up here with your Ottawa Senators and your Hamilton Tigers. And then it goes down to the 60s and into the 80s. And, of course, the Burger King jersey. So it goes all there. I think it's a timeline, but it's not really a team. I guess it's the most Gonzo team jerseys. So that one is going to go up to my fun thing. Then I had when I was putting together my Oyos, I had a free figure, a free minifigure. So I got a free Phil Kessel, University of Minnesota Gophers.
Wow, that's awesome. When did they start doing like
they've been
rookie cards?
Like they've been doing college for a bit now, because I have a couple UND guys and they have like Penn State, Ohio State. It's not all college, but
a Phil Kessel throwback. Like the
Oyos
weren't a thing when Phil Kessel was in.
They have a Ryan Kessler throwback, for Christ's sake. Mike Camilleri. Awesome. So I got that, and then we went to the media luncheon yesterday for UND. So I got myself a UND Oyo team locker, because why wouldn't I?
Awesome. That's great. It's got a press conference room.
Oh yeah, no, like all the locker rooms come with the locker rooms and the press conference. I got like 6 lockers already NHL wise, so now I got the UND one. So that's rad. And I also got a Troy Stetcher, Vancouver Canucks. He's a graduate of the University of North Dakota, won the national championship team. And I'm like, I don't have a Vancouver Canucks, do I? And Jen's like, I don't think you do. Just buy the damn thing. And so I bought this next thing for Katie to start her collection. And for anybody out there who you want to start your Oyo collection, I'm going to shill here for a second. Mark, hope you don't mind.
Go for it.
So Toys R Us has a thing. First off, they're going bankrupt. You might want to help them. If you go to toysrus.com or their eBay store, they have Oyo sports stuff, and it's collector stuff. Like you can get a I'll just show it here. The Game Day rink. So you get this, like, it's a value version of the Game Day rink. Mm-hmm. It doesn't have the Zamboni doors or the penalty box or anything. It comes with 5 minifigures already assembled, I think. I don't know.
I love that Ovechkin's lining someone up in the corner.
Oh, yeah, it's great. It's McKinnon. He's ready to go. So it comes with 5 figures. You get a full rink, $50. $50. Now, the Game Time rink, which I have many of, the deluxe ones, their what is it? MSRP is about $140. So you're getting $100 off for a little bit less stuff, but it's not, if you're going to start your collection. And it also doesn't look like it has the slick part over top of it, like the ice part of it over top of it. So that's a little bit of a downer. But overall, if you want to just start your collection and just have a Gonzo collection where you put the Lego figures on there, that's great. But then I looked at the back, and they got some crazy shit. Like they got some the like a half rink from Blue Line Inn, like the Blue Line Inn fit, and then they got locker room, personal player locker room. Sidney Crosby's got a couch. It looks great.
Yeah, I was about to say, is that Sidney Crosby's massage table?
Yeah, it's like a Sidney Crosby couch. It looks great. Whereas Jonathan Taves has a podium. So, but also I want to show you this. And now I
does Keith Kachuk come with a mini bar and
a buffet? It comes with a buffet table. His companion piece is an OCB, the Old Country Buffet meat cutter guy.
Yeah.
So I contacted Oyo. I'm like, hey, they're like, hey, listen, we kind of just we franchised our name out to this company, and they're making these for Toys R Us for people for a lower end. I'm like, that's smart. But then I realized why. I'm like, you guys couldn't have done this. So look, if you're watching on TV, they spelled Sidney Crosby wrong.
They sure did.
They put SY, but on the back they put the SI. So like they spelled it right on the back, but not on the front.
Man, where's the quality management? Jeez.
I think it's Chinese, so I think that they're lucky they didn't jump out a window. Wow. But new Oyo tech, man. Like they have the baseball one where it comes with like 3 NL, 3 AL, and they actually have walls on these Game Time ones. It looks really awesome for like a low entry level Oyo collector. So if you want to get on your Oyo, kids, go to toysrus.com. or Toys R Us eBay store. Look for Oyo NHL, and you're going to have it right there, $49.99. and they get free shipping over $29, so you'll get free shipping on that. So $50, 6 minifigure, or was it 5 minifigures? Full rank 5 minifigures. You got yourself right out there. Be dialing for your Oyo Jim 10 condition.
So I have a question and then a follow-up question. One, when you say you emailed Oyo, do you now have like a guy or a girl at Oyo that you email, or do you still email like sales@oyo.com?
We're mutual. We're friends on the Twitter, so I just slid into their DMs and they slid back to me.
Nice. That's hot. That's good.
Yeah.
Do you ever ask them to send you like unclothed Oyo photos? Send nudes. Send nude Oyos.
Send noyos.
Noyos.
No, I do not.
That wasn't the follow-up question. The follow-up question is: do you now have your own Oyo email address? So that, you just get the company, the distributions, the latest newsletters from the CEO, all that kind of stuff.
You're sounding like Sean Leahy, who thinks I'm the president of Oyo with the amount of shilling I do. You wouldn't be wrong. No, I don't have it yet. We're working on it. Jen and I behind the scenes are working on it because, I shill so hard. And it's because I love the product, because it's fun and goofy and it makes me forget about the world for a bit.
Yeah. Have you at least started on the training, the little modules that you have to do to become an employee? The little training modules?
What is it? The
HR.
HR stuff. No, I have not yet. It's in the mail. I'm pretty sure it's in the mail. Okay. I think I did see the cover, but it says brick by brick, your life in Oyo.
That would be good.
So there's that. But yeah,
we're more than look, Oyo, if you guys need some C-rate actors or even D-rate actors to do your like HR videos for your employees, you know who to call. We'll do it for free. Scotty will do it for free. Oyos, actually. I'll just do it for free.
I told Jen, I'm like, listen, I'll make a list for you. You got cheap Christmas list for me. So I'll just give you a list of who I have, and then you can follow up on that.
When can we make our own Oyos? There was a thing, right, that we could make our own Oyos?
It was a Kickstarter, and it didn't reach. The goal did not reach. I think they were a couple thousand short, and they were just kind of going from there. So,
all right,
sucks, but maybe we'll work on that. Maybe that'll be the thing we work on. We do a HR commercial with us as Oyos. That'd be fantastic. But yeah, if you want to, again, entry level Oyo, Toys R Us is the place for you. We saw the baseball and football ones at Toys R Us in Fargo. I'm just like, why don't they have these for hockey? Lo and behold, like a week later, I'm looking on eBay for Oyos. Shut up, don't judge me. I'm almost 35. I'm a man. And then we're like, oh, there's the hockey one. Perfect. I'm gonna buy this for Katie, and if she doesn't want it, I'll take it. But if she wants it, then I'll buy another one for myself.
So I bought two just in case.
I bought two just in case. The other one, who knows, we might give away. So yeah, that was my weekend. I was buying stuff old and new, and just all kinds of new tech in this bitch.
Yeah, I like it. It's awesome.
We're doing well, man. We're doing some tings. All right, so I think we should just hop right into this then. If we're gonna.
I just dropped in to see what condition my condition was in.
Yeah, oh yeah, what condition my condition was in.
That's right, boy. Hey, guess what, Mark? We already have our first guy out for the season.
That's impressive, considering that Brian Boyle has leukemia and he wasn't the first guy that was out for the season.
Because there's a possibility he could come back.
Yeah, that's impressive.
That's damn
awesome.
impressive.
He's a man.
He's a man. He's almost 40. He's almost a kid. Talk about a kid dropping footballs. Robbie Fabry is done for the season after re-injuring his surgically repaired knee. Apparently, it was just going to keep him out for the preseason, but upon further inspection, he is done for this year. Big hit for the young St. Louis Blues forward who got injured last year in February and had it repaired and all that stuff, and now is on the shelf again for another year. So that's not good.
No, I can relate to that because I've also had 2 knee surgeries, and I never recovered. I was never the same.
I don't think you've played since, have you?
I skated. I did skate, but no, I have not played. I've played soccer. I have not played hockey. But I did skate.
There you
And
go.
I feel like I could. I feel like it's strong enough that I could probably play. However, I do not want to tear my ACL a third time. I need to go to I need to do some yoga. I need to work on my core. I need to work on stretching my hips out in order to take some pressure off of the knees. I think maybe that's what he should do too. That's my advice to you. As someone who's over 10 years older than you, work on your hips and your core, man. That's how you save your knees.
There we go.
And for all you kids out there listening,
First off, why? Where are your parents? Second off, yeah, hips and core.
hips and core, flexibility and core strength. And then you
Right.
won't tear ACLs unless someone slashes you or you catch a rut or something. But that couldn't be helped anyway.
There you go. Torrey Krug is out for 3 weeks at least with a fractured jaw. Someone went oops upside his head during practice.
Practice.
So Eric Carlson, this is not in the injury report, but here's what happened. He had foot surgery. He had half of his ankle bone removed in surgery.
What?
Half of his ankle bone was removed in surgery
Why?
because all his tendons were jacked up.
But how would this have to do with the bone?
Because
Did
his
you just
bone,
cut the tendons off?
it was in his foot, so they had to go through the ankle and then go in the hair and the hay and the what. So, yeah. Apparently, yeah. Eric Carlson's still young. Remember, he came back 2 months ahead of schedule when he tore his Achilles, 70%. So, yeah. So half his ankle bone. And he's still, they're shooting for Christmas, but maybe he come back at the end of October.
So what do they do with that? Do they 3D model a new ankle bone for him? How do they? You can't just drink a lot of milk and hope it comes back. What do they do for that?
I think bone graft. Working in a hospital, as I know, there is a lot of human tissue that you can use and to regenerate into the bone. Where you can have half your ankle removed and then have little bone particles put in there, almost like a bone paste, and then put that in there to help, I guess, remold it and reshape over top of the bone. So that way.
Well, all right then. I'm impressed with science, but I
Right?
still think they should be able to 3D model something very strong. 3D model. 3D modeling is the future, after all. I don't know if you knew that.
I knew this. I've heard of this. I've heard of this. The free 3D printers and such.
Yeah,
It's
you can
amazing.
3D print a pizza eventually. You hear that? They can make food out of 3D printers. 3D printers can use food, edible things as ink, and you could 3D print a pizza. It's true. That's what I heard.
Yeah, Mark, it's called going to the store and buying the ingredients too. You can, I'm not gonna put it in a printer. I'm gonna go out and buy a Boboli's pizza, where I can just make the whole thing.
Yeah, but if you were just able to be I'm gonna order this pizza from Pizza Hut and they're gonna send it to my printer, that would be way better.
That is probably the first worldest thing we've ever thought of. Is if you know what it's because especially with Pizza Hut, you need that butter crust cartridge.
Right.
Because that butter crust is something. By the way, that gives me terrible, terrible gas. But I love Pizza Hut so much. A little
Yeah.
bit more TMI. I don't care. So
Nobody listening has to deal with it.
it's fine.
Only
Yeah,
Jen does.
exactly. And the cat, but I have to deal with his. So the hell with him. We got some suspensions. We've got some suspensions. Tom Wilson of your Washington Capitals suspended 2 games for throwing a hit upside the head of a St. Louis Blues player. And then also Andrew Desjardins of the New York Rangers was suspended 2 games for a hit on an Islander player. Both of those guys probably went to the minor leagues, but it should be noted that they were suspended 2 games.
So okay.
Go ahead.
Follow-up question. Do they get suspended when they get promoted? Do they have to serve that, assuming that they don't play any NHL games? When they get promoted, they have to serve that, right?
I would think so. I don't know how preseason works. Well, preseason hasn't started yet for AHL teams, so maybe they have to sit out 2 AHL preseason games.
No.
What?
If you get suspended in the NHL, you should have to serve it in the NHL. Imagine that. If
Mark,
they had-
this
if
is
they got called-
preseason
If they
game.
got called, it doesn't matter. Tom Wilson got suspended for 2 games. If he didn't play any more preseason games, he'd have to serve his in the regular season.
No, he has to serve
He
his
gets
next
suspended
preseason
for next year's
Yeah, he
preseason
would.
games.
That'd be great if he
Are
did.
you serious?
I guess it doesn't. If they knew he was being sent down, they would probably just rescind it and be like, "Nah, it's fine." Because it's 2 preseason games. Who gives a shit about preseason games?
I don't know. I think that it would be better if the next time he got called up, he couldn't play because he was
Is Tom Wilson your new mojo? Is he your new guy that you're gonna pawn?
I'm
Okay.
down with Tom Wilson. I'm talking about. Yeah, I don't know. That would be funny though. That if the AHL guys couldn't play. I mean,
Yeah.
I get that Tom Wilson got suspended for 2 games in the preseason. I'm just saying that because that's not even really sending a message. That's just like Tom Wilson wanted some time off. It's not like he doesn't know he's already on the team. That's fine. And he's a dick. He has a reputation. He knows that. That's fine. It was a questionable hit for sure. But the guys that are trying to fight for a spot that get suspended and then wind up getting sent down to the AHL, like their suspension shouldn't just go away. That just invalidates all the other suspensions. They need to serve that suspension the next time they get called up.
That'd be great
Next
if
time
they
they
did.
deserve to get called up to the NHL, they should be like, "Oh man, you can't play. Sorry, you gotta stay."
Is Tom Wilson understanding? He just probably go to Trotz and say, "I don't want to play the last 2 games." Like he could do that too. Like he doesn't have to like get suspended and hit some kid who's probably between the ECHL and AHL, knock him out. All right, Mark. Well, should we do this? We kind of have to. It's the elephant in the room. I will put this out here, Mark. I'm going to put this out here. You want to consume it, you can consume it. Get a plate. If you want to pass, you can go pass and just have some drinks on it. But obviously, if you are not living under a rock and pay some attention to the world, Donald Trump's been saying some things. The president of the United States of America. Yeah, so the Pittsburgh Penguins said they're amidst all the craziness going on with the Golden State Warriors not wanting to go and Donald Trump pulling his invitation, the Pittsburgh Penguins, and of course all the kneeling and stuff that's going on in the NFL. Pittsburgh Penguins said they're going to go to the White House, which is in the first couple weeks of October, and of course this drew the ire of everyone, who I guess forgot that they were bitching about Tim Thomas not going to the White House, but whatever, that's another story for another time. So people are complaining about that. Sidney Crosby says he doesn't see a problem with it because it's an honor to go there, blah, 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 blah. People are bringing up, oh, Cole Harbor, Nova Scotia, bunch of racists there. Why isn't Sidney Crosby, blah, 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 blah. Joel Ward saying that he might take a knee for the anthem. He's not decided yet. PK Subban said that he and his team would stand up for it, which sparked our buddy Greg Wyshynski to have a nice little article about that. Wayne Simmons actually having the biggest, hottest take at this hot takery, saying, yeah, it's not really a black or white issue. And it's not really about the anthem. That's just the vehicle. It's all about the LBGT. It's the Asian community. It's the black community. It's white community. It's everybody being persecuted. But the anthem is just the vehicle getting people to talk about it. And people think it's about the armed forces, but it's not about the armed forces. So, Mark, I played a lot of things out here on this table. I won't be mad if you don't take any of it. I won't be discouraged. I won't be offended. If you want to take from that, take from it what you will. If not, I will move on to the next topic and we'll go on from there.
I will not touch on this, directly. Lyle, I think we're going to talk about this with Lyle because Lyle is a veteran. Has served, has opinions on this, first-hand opinions on all of this. I'm just going to take a step back and wonder if you want all of this out of sports, if the people who are complaining about it want all of this out of sports, then don't bring it in. Like, don't bring it into the conversation about sports. Like, I get it. You're offended. It's fine. I get it. Like, have your opinions. That's the whole point of being in America, is that you can have your opinions and do whatever you want to do and show your feelings however you want to show them. But let's just talk about the sports then. If you love hockey, let's talk about hockey. If you love football, let's talk about football. I mean, up until this point, these players were just people on your fantasy team anyway. So what's the difference to you? Their names on the app on your phone. If you're a season ticket holder, they're people. They get to have their own opinions too, but I just don't understand If we want to talk about the sport, let's talk about the sport. I'm just over like having this discussion. It's a very important one to have, but if this is a hockey show, I want to talk about hockey. If you want to watch an NFL game, let's talk about the NFL. If somebody's kneeling on the sideline, that's not the time to I don't know. It's I hate that we're gonna have to do this like all year. And I'm not
At least for the first
anyone's
month.
opinions, and I'm not validating anyone's opinions. I'm not saying that anyone. I just want to move on. And I don't know.
At least for the first month,
that
we'll
was
have
a terrible take. That was the worst take that
That
anyone
was
probably.
that was
ever
actually
had,
that was like a day old take. Like that's like this hot takery is now a day old. But no, I understand. Like Sean O says, communication is thing. As long as it doesn't matter if you're right or wrong, as long as someone understands what you're saying. I'm picking up what you're putting down. So yeah, we'll talk with this with Lyle. My thing is this: keep track of people who say they aren't watching the NFL, and then call them on their bullshit when they start watching Week 7, and then go from there. Yeah. Though, if you want cheap Ravens tickets, I'm pretty sure you can find some. So, all right. From one thing to another thing. Oh, Mark, have you heard? Remember last week we talked about the good old family Calgary Flames, and it was a 133 or some kind of garbage. I don't know what the hell it was. It was a week ago. What am I supposed to remember? It was 133 million per, and then all the ticket stuff, and then go from there. Some garbage like that. 185. It was 185 across the board. City would pay 185. Taxpayers pay 185. The Flames would pay 185. So the Flames came out with theirs. The Flames have said that they were willing to pay $275 million for the new arena.
That's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money. So they said the club proposal released Thursday morning claims it was prepared to contribute $275 million towards a new facility in Victoria Park, with another $225 million coming from a community revitalization levy generated from the development of the area around the facility. The Flames once again stressed the city's proposal would leave them footing the entire bill, as opposed to the 33% figure Calgary lawmakers presented it as last week.
Okay.
There we go. So
where are we?
We're right here.
Is the city evaluating this or what?
No, this is done. This is what they proposed to the city council already. They got rejected. Ken King also, the Flames as a whole released this: in a small market city, small market in quotes, even one with an NHL team, a privately funded arena is not economically viable. The city's proposal is just not workable, or even for that matter, fair, based on the other arena deals in comparable cities. As a result, over 2 years of discussion, we see absolutely no basis upon which a new arena agreement can be achieved with the city, and we have concluded that there is no point to continue to pursue the pursuit of a new arena in Calgary. Many of us believe Calgary is a terrific place, NHL hockey, blah, 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 blah. So there we go. Now they're going to play in the Saladome forever and ever. Here's where we're at, though, as a whole. It came out yesterday that the Flames will be getting a revenue share. They're no longer contributing to the revenue sharing. They are the ones receiving said revenue sharing. First time that's happened since this whole thing's come into term. And this is a Canadian team who's technically in the top 10. If that's not going to use Ken King to just have some leverage over that, who knows? The election for a new mayor in Calgary, I believe, is October 16th. So we'll see how that all pans out from there. No one's expecting much change, nor should they. So
the mayor can unilaterally change the decision about this thing? That seems like a
if they pick a new mayor, I'm saying is if
I know that's what I'm saying. Like, you think a change in mayor is going to change the decision on this? I feel like he or she can't unilaterally make that decision.
No, but they can be more favorable to the Flames and giving up money. They can see the Flames side a lot more.
Yeah,
they can get the votes. Hey, look at you! Be a fan of the Flames while fanning the Flames. I like it. I like what you're doing here. It's good work. I like it. It's economical. It's fantastic. So there we go. That's where we're at with the Flames. Both sides have sent their proposals, and they're both garbage. So here we are. We're stuck with a saddle dome that's shaped like a saddle. Hooray. In other news, Tampa Bay, the Lightning, they've decided they're going to retire Vinny LeCavallier's number 4 during a ceremony this year. So congratulations to Vinny LeCavalier. Independent evaluations are going to be happening with Joffrey Lupul and Marian Hossa. Of course, Marian Hossa has the situation with his skin where he is allergic to his gear.
We've heard this one before.
Yes, we have. So now we're at the point where an independent evaluator will say, "Hey, we can put this guy on LTIR, or we can't put this guy on LTIR, and whatever." So we will see how this all goes. But they're going to have that.
He just changes brands of gear.
It's still the sweat. It's still the fun because he's like, I've been trying so many, it doesn't work anymore, boys. Joffrey Lupul, that thing's going to be hilarious when that comes out, considering all the shit that he said. Did we cover that last week?
I don't believe we did.
Okay, so in an Instagram post, he was like on the slopes or something as training camp started for the Maple Leafs, and then he someone put a comment like, "Why aren't you at training camp?" And then Mr. Lupul said in those comments, "Oops, I can't because of the fact that I'm not medically cleared. We all know the Leafs cheat, and they're doing this thing because they don't want to, but." So they are. They're in. Joffrey Lupul got himself in trouble by saying that the Leafs cheat, and then there was an inquiry in this whole thing, and here we are. So yeah, it's been a fun time.
Another reason why social media has ruined everything.
Exactly, it's a big reason right there. Vegas Golden Knights, they had their first home game last night, and as they were laying the ice down, they decided to do a little caveat there as. They put the names of the season ticket holders underneath the ice.
I thought this was awesome.
Pretty cool. It's pretty rad. They go ahead and they're doing that. Obviously, they're just laying the names down on the ice, and they're I think the full season is going to be there. So that's pretty awesome of them to do that.
Yeah, it's I guess that the font is small enough that it doesn't affect. Because if you're a linesman, right? It's because they put them so close to the blue line. If you look down really quick, I would hope that you still see mostly white and not the font of the color of the writing. Because if it blends, then it'll affect your call. But I guess it's pretty cool in the fact that if I was a season ticket holder, I would want to be able to go down on the ice. Which brings up the next point: am I able to go down on the ice and find my name? Like it's not like buying a brick outside of a baseball stadium and being able to walk around the stadium and find your brick. It's like, you can't necessarily just walk in one day and be like, "Oh, I want to go find my name on the ice."
Yeah, I think they have an event for that. I don't think you can go on the ice before pregame skate and say, "Hey, my name."
Well, okay, hey Nate, hold on, man, hold on. I'm trying to find my name. Why you got to be skating by me so fast?
Flower, get out of here. I gotta listen. I don't care if you're stretching. I need to find. It's right there. Dave Ithaca. It's great. All right, guys, let's go back to our seats. Continue, guys, and you walk off the ice. So I
noticed that the picture on that article said that Scott Stevens was a season ticket holder. Do you think it's the Scott Stevens, or do you think it's another Scott Stevens?
I think it's another Scott Stevens. I want to believe that's the Scott Stevens. Oh, that'd be great. The problem is that you couldn't go in that zone. Like you'd have to have your head up all the time.
You wouldn't be able to cross the blue line.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe that's their plan.
Maybe.
By the way, Brooks scored the game winner last night for the LA Kings. He could make the Kings.
That'd be awesome. Good for
Alpha
him.
PTO, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you just as a family you need two incomes sometimes, and it would be nice if Brooks could contribute.
It's about time he did something, right?
I know, right? I mean, Julianne must be getting sick of carrying all the load for that family.
Exactly, and the stuff that the people she has to dance for. Is she a judge or is she an actual dancer there?
She might have graduated to judge. I'm not really sure. I just no. Yeah, I've definitely never seen like a minute of that show. So let me look it up.
Look that up because then she should be carrying her dance partner as well as Brooks like. And I mean, you can only change so many tires and get so many, nice rewards before you have to start paying in cash money, especially in LA. Like Christ, Yeah, that's a place you have to. My God, a bungalow costs $1 million. I always said 100,000. I'm like, well, that's not that much, Scott. You idiot. You have no valuation of money. Speaking of the Kings, they went to China. That was a thing.
Yeah, how did that go?
Yeah, I think the Kings won both games. I saw John Rosen's Instagram where he was on the Great Wall. It seemed like they had a great time.
Did you know that Julianne Hough also is a country singer?
How about that? Who isn't these days, though?
Yeah.
I think you and I could probably be a country singer.
She's been a country singer since 2007.
That's
2007
a lie.
to present.
That's
yeah,
a
okay,
lie.
Julianne Hough. You made one song. You
Hold on,
can't say that you're also presently a country singer. I haven't heard anything you've done.
Karaoke in Nashville does not a country singer make.
I'm gonna go look up what her songs are and see if she's any good, though.
Yeah, go for it. Why not? But apparently the China games were a thing. The first game was undersold. Apparently 18,000 and only 10,000 showed up. And then the second one was closer to a sellout, and that was in Beijing where there's actually people. So that was a thing. We can only imagine the Olympics in China will probably not yield much money, but the NHL will be all over it because they're like, hey, look at this untapped market and untapped potential. We're going to go here.
Okay, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So to follow up and close the loop, Julianne Hough has been a judge since September 2014, which apparently was season 8. I don't remember Dancing with the Stars being a thing. Season 8. Let's see. Let's go back in 2002. I don't remember that, but
well, you got to figure seasons are probably every 6 months. They probably do 2 a year.
No, that wasn't math. 2006. That's better math.
Well, maybe then 2006.
Yeah. So anyway, in season 4, she danced with Anton Apollo Ono.
Oh no!
And got first place. And then Helio Castroneves and got first place. And then in season 6, Adam Carolla, she got 9th. Adam Carolla apparently cannot dance.
Shocking.
Season 7, Cody Lindley, 4th place. So she got close again. I don't know who Cody Lindley is either. And then season 8, Chuck Wicks. Don't know who that is either. 6th place. So yeah, she only had apparently only 5 seasons as a dancer on Dancing with the Stars, but now she is a judge. But she still makes more money than Brooks, I'm sure.
Oh God, by and large. So Dancing with the Stars allegedly has 25 seasons.
What? It definitely hasn't been around since the 90s. That doesn't make sense.
413 episodes.
Okay.
It premiered June 1st, 2005.
All right, I'm gonna do some quick, napkin math here. So what? How many episodes?
413.
413, 25 seasons. They have an average of 16 and a half episodes per season.
Yes.
So given that math, let's see, 52 divided by 16 and a half. That gives us a little over 3 seasons a year.
2 a year. Because there was only one Dancing with the Stars. The first season was June 1st to July 6th. Then they did one at the beginning and the end of 2006 or 2005. I'm sorry. So 2005 it started. It was a 6-week trial episode. And then they did 2 seasons in 2006, 2 seasons in 2007, 2 in 08, 2 in 09, 2 in 10, 2 in 11, 2 in 12. So so the seasons aren't seasons, I guess. It's you do a season is a new set of episodes.
Gotcha. So I was gonna say we could claim we're on like our 60th season at this point if we just decided to.
Oh God! Like honestly, we could
the actual NHL season a season and then the off season a season. I mean,
30. We'd be on 39, I think. 38 or 39. So
maybe that's what we need to start doing.
Right? We should get those numbers up.
It seems like cheating.
Why?
Because you can't call them. Well, I guess you could call them seasons. I mean, there's 4 seasons a year. They're allowed to have 2 seasons a year if there's actually 4 seasons a year. But that doesn't make sense. Seasons in the TV show industry are 1 a year. 1 a year.
Yeah.
So why are you breaking the rules? Why are you so special?
Well, also you got to figure that the seasons for a regular show is 22 episodes, so that's 6 months, maybe 22 weeks, 6 months. Put in holidays in there, and then you have like a hiatus. So like if they were to do front end and back end, 22 seasons of pop, yeah, you could probably get you could get that. You could make Seinfeld could have been a 16 season show and still done 8 years. Do a front end and a back end.
Okay.
So,
by the way, The Voice is on season 13, so apparently they're on the same schedule that.
Yeah, I think a lot of these reality shows are on the same schedule.
Yeah.
Yeah.
2 seasons a year. That's cheating, man.
It's kind of, you're not wrong. Yeah.
Do it like we did. Like
you have a birthday and it's that. Your anniversary is your birthday, damn it.
Back in my day, the season for a show was 1 year, and you counted it as 1 year.
Exactly. That's the way we likes it. Man. That's pretty funny. I'm just like, wow, what the hell is going on here? Juliana Huff has 9 perfect scores to her thing.
I bet none of them were with Adam Carolla.
Probably not. Elizabeth Berkley was in here.
I've seen her dance. She's pretty good.
No, I have too.
It was a good show.
Yeah, it was a great show. I enjoyed it thoroughly. Many times over. So the All-Star Game logo was revealed too.
Yeah.
In Tampa Bay.
Is it a variation of the NHL shield?
Yeah, it has the NHL shield in it.
Oh no. Really? That's so crazy.
Right? It seems weird. I'm going to try to find it because it's odd to me as I just choked down my whatever the hell this was. So as we go to I'm going to put this in a new thing. As I put this to a Scotty screen share here. So here's the logo. Here's the Tampa Bay Lightning logo. Is it me, or does that look very Florida Panthers to you more than Tampa Bay Lightning?
Yeah, very much so. There's no lightning in that anywhere.
No. So there's your Florida Panthers Tampa Bay Lightning All-Star logo. There's palm trees. It's almost like a draft logo from years back.
Yeah.
Okay. Guess there's only so much you can do with Tampa. Meh. It's a
nice.
thing.
How are they? See, this is how I feel about the All-Star Game this year. The NHL better make this the best goddamn All-Star Game of all time. Because if they're telling me that I'm not allowed to watch the best hockey in the world at the Olympics, then you better put on the best All-Star Game of all time. Because you've just told me that you can put on a better product than the Olympics.
They're not going to do that, and you know that as well as I do.
Oh no, it's gonna suck terribly, but
I'm not going to say it sucks terribly. I won't go that far.
How far will you go?
It's going to suck about the same, but we're going to be a little bit more bitter because there's no Olympics.
You know what would be funny is if they went back to the International All-Star Game. North America versus the world.
That'd be tremendous. And the part where the goalies have to wear different color uniforms like they did in those times, that was a weird time, man. Holy shit.
You know what? Double down, Gary Bettman. Make it North America against the world again.
By the way, did I talk about jerseys last week? The price point for the jerseys? I think I did.
Yes. I was shocked that the new jerseys are less expensive.
Yeah, $179 for a blank jersey. Authentic too. So you get the all fee, you get the fight strap, you're ready to go. Fanatics have not put out their replica jerseys, I don't think. Fanatics is of course the replica guys. The replica, they pretty much own every industry when it comes to sport licensing. NASCAR got rid of all their merchandise haulers, and they have a Fanatic pop-up stores as their thing now. So we will see what's happening here, man. I'm going to be surprised to see the price point of the replica jerseys. Oh, here we go. Please tell me there's a price point, you sons of bitches. No, there's not. So there's no price point for the replica. It's called Breakaway by Fanatics. That is the name, like how they have the Addy Zero for the authentic jerseys that Adidas are putting out. The Penguin or the Fanatics one is just called Breakaway by Fanatics. The first official jersey made for fans, coming September 2017.
By fans.
They look kind of like the Addy Zero jerseys, but no, they're not. Guys, let's be honest here. They're not going to be.
So by the way, I am going to now screen share for a sec.
Marky screen share.
This was the original Tampa Bay 1999 All-Star Game logo, and I like this better than the one now.
Oh yeah.
Just replace the
beautiful
orange NHL logo with the silver one and call it a day. Look at they got the lightning in there. They got the right color scheme in there.
Amazing.
I like this better.
It's a lot better. You should.
And by the way,
like
Wayne Gretzky was the MVP when he played for the Rangers.
Of course he was. It was his last year.
He was gonna win it no matter what.
Exactly.
But this was North America versus the world.
It's like when Ripken won the MVP that year. It was his last year, but they also hit a homer.
Yeah, he hit the game-winning home run in like
the third inning. He hit it.
Well, no, I thought he hit it at the end of the game.
He couldn't have hit it at the end of the game. He's just starting.
When did he retire? 1998. When was that?
Oh God, no! He retired way at 2003.
Let me see. I'm almost. He retired in 2001. Okay.
Okay, we were both
so
wrong.
2001 All-Star Game, MLB. Let's see. Give me the box score.
Give me the box score.
So the NL lineup, by the way: Luis Gonzalez.
Oh.
Batting 1 at center field. Todd Helton, first base, Rockies.
I think Todd Helton's still playing for Colorado. I'm not sure.
Barry Bonds, left field. Number 3, Sammy Sosa, right field. Number 4, Larry Walker. DH, number 5, Mike Piazza, catching. Number 6, Chipper Jones, number 7 for the Braves. Number 7, batting 7th at third base. Jeff Kent, your second baseman.
Wow.
From the Giants. That Nathan. Rich Aurelia.
Oh.
Aurelia from the
Rich
Giants.
Aurelia.
Shortstop. Batting 9, Randy Johnson, the starting pitcher. Cal Ripken was batting 8th for the American League at the time for the Orioles. Alex Rodriguez batting number 2. They were both third base, shortstop, third base swappies. They switched back and forth.
Oh yeah, because
the entire game.
Yeah, A-Rod was pushing him to go back to shortstop because he'd play third base and vice versa.
Ichiro was number 1 in center field.
Ichiro.
Number 2.
Who is still playing,
3.
by the way.
Yeah. Manny, left field.
Ramirez?
Brett Boone was batting cleanup for this line. Hold on. Let me tell you this lineup, and Brett Boone was batting cleanup for this lineup. Brett Boone, second baseman, Mariners, number 4. Juan Gonzalez batting number 5 behind him.
Wow.
Right fielder. John Olerud batting number 6 at first base. Edgar Martinez DHing at number 7. Kyle Ripken batting 8th. And Pudge Rodriguez catching at number 9. And yet Brett Boone was your cleanup hitter for the American League. Roger Clemens was your pitcher. So let's scroll down.
By the way, Ripken, 19-time All-Star from 83 to 2001. That is absurd. That is absurd. Yeah, he hit the first home run of the game in the third inning.
Well, you found it way before I did, apparently. So that's fine. I thought he hit like the game winner. I thought it was a pretty big deal.
No, he might have hit it in the 5th, and that would have been the game winner because the AL won 4-1. But you know.
All right, fair enough. Well, you know what? It's fine. He still went out, and Wayne Gretzky probably scored like 5 goals and had two or 3 assists, or the other way around at some point.
It was an All-Star game. Of course he did. Here we go.
Scoring summary for the 1999 All-Star game. Yeah. Medano from Robitaille and Pronger. Robitaille from Roenick and Clark. Correa from Amante and Medano. Recchi from Gretzky and Fleury. That's 1 assist. Bork from Medano. Gretzky from Fleury and Pronger. 1 assist, 1 goal. Blake from Gretzky, Recchi. 1 goal, 2 assists, and he won MVP.
Wow.
Come on. And then Daryl Segura from Medano and Amante in the 3rd. And we all know that was a trash goal.
Oh, sure. It was a big deal because Cal Ripken was the oldest player to hit a home run during an All-Star game. and also the first American League player to win 2 All-Star MVP awards.
All right.
He hit a homer. He hit the first home run of the game, third inning. And there you go, honorary captain
you know
Kirby
what?
Puckett.
I'm gonna do the 1999 All-Star Game lineup trivia game for you and Lyle at the end of this show. Don't look it up.
Oh, I've
unless
already
you've
looked.
looked
I've
it
already
up.
seen I've already seen it.
Ah, you hooker.
Well, I was trying to find out where the box score was.
For the no, not for the baseball, for hockey. The 1999 Worlds versus North
Oh,
America.
please, sir! I would love to do that game.
I will be the MC this week.
I will love to do that game. I would love to participate. I'm not
All
going to
right.
look that up. There you go, kids. You have that ready to. We got the who is it? 1999 NHL All-Star Game. Oh, my throat kills me.
Yes, the last All-Star Game in Tampa Bay. So we're gonna be.
I like it's topical. It's good.
Yeah.
I have to text for a new drink. The text for a new.
See, if only you could text Pizza Hut to get a pizza, and then have them.
So
print it.
she's still gonna have to come into the room and deliver me the printed pizza.
Not if you run tap lines to your computer. You could just then request that a beer be poured at your desk, and then you just pour the beer.
I'll get a kegerator. That's what I need to do. I need a kegerator in my room, a keg refrigerator that has it's a big refrigerator you put a keg in.
I've heard of one.
You've heard of such things.
I've heard of such things.
Oh man. We'll have Lowry on here in a bit. By the way, I still can't get over the Oyo Tech. The Oyo Tech is all up in my grills.
So what do they like bend differently? I don't get it.
For what? The new one?
What is so technically advanced
So,
about the new Oyos?
Well, it's not technically advanced as it is just you have like the different play sets, as it were, on the back. So you got the different things here, and of course, like the ice itself is just the Lego flooring rather than the slick flooring. So you can wedge the skates in between there and have them stand up and pose a little bit better than you would on just having them on their base.
I don't see a trapezoid.
There's no trapezoid on the Game Time rink either, the big full size rink. So it's not to scale. There's also no center ice or face off dots on here either, Mark.
You're gonna have to pull out the hobby paint, Scotty.
Or there's no crease either. Mark, this is just for entry level kids. Like, come on, like.
Yeah, but you got to teach them the rules. John and I learned the rules when we were kids.
That's fair, especially these playmaker sets. You look at the playmaker set. I gotta actually bring up my screen to see how we're doing it here. The playmaker set doesn't even have like the crease in it. It doesn't have like it's just boards. The blue line's there, but there's no face off dots either.
And who's that goalie, by the way? Who's the goalie there? That he's got his glove awful low.
It's Freddie Anderson. Like all the goalies have them awful low, as you see right here. They're just kind of just hanging out. It's not like my goalie battle royal where all the guys have them really up high. My goalie battle royal right over yonder there, where I have I think 8 goalies in the battle royal. 9 goalies, I think. Could be 10 goalies. We could have up to 10 goalies. I'm not sure, but possible 10 goalies. So yeah. That's the Oyo Tech, and of course, yeah, like I said, Phil Kessel, all up in. All right, let's go to the college kids. I have to do this now. I have to do this because I want to see how old. Because you brought up a good point. They're retconning everything. To be fair, Brooks Robinson has an Oyo. You can buy a Brooks Robinson and Earl Weaver Oyo if you wanted to.
That's impressive. That's awesome.
It is. Also, by the way, the Toys R Us has the NBA for the full court thing. It brings up the point where I could do what Johnny suggested and have an Oyo full basketball court that has seats and everything and take it down and try to build the rink on top of it. And see how much it takes to put the NBA court on there and then cover it up ready for hockey for the Oyo players to come into hockey. So
do it. I want it.
I think I have to do that for science, if nothing else, for science. And by science, I mean just my addiction of this Lego stuff. And Jen having the she's like, okay, well maybe it can bleed into the library room. I don't know what to tell you. Like, yeah, you know what you're telling Jen? Stop. Just stop feeding your hunger. So here we go. Scotty Screen Share, Oyo Sports. Here we go. You got your Phil Kessel. You got your Kevin Porter. You got your Mike Camilleri. You got your Duncan Keith. You got your 00 guy. You got your number 1 guy.
Who's the 00 guy?
That's just just a nameless, faceless person. It's just Oyo. It's Mr. Oyo. And then you have all the University of North Dakota players. Oshie's in there. Taylor Chorney. You got yourself a Zach Parise. You got Ryan Suiters there for the Badgers. The North Dakota has a fan. You can buy a North Dakota fan guy. Hey guys, how's it going? Go Hawks! And then there you go. Yeah, more North Dakota guys here at the bottom. So, and a North Dakota display. Obviously, they realize that people from North Dakota will buy North Dakota things, and they just put North Dakota everything. Not going to say they're right, but they're not wrong in doing that. So, also, by the way, the replica jerseys for CCM, paper mache. They're straight garbage. I do not like what they're doing with that. So that's just that there. That's just that there for a second. We're now joined by Lau Richardson. Lau, we're talking about the CCM jerseys, the replica jerseys now that Reebok no longer has anything to do with CCM.
Yes.
We saw some of the replica jerseys that North Dakota is putting out for their fans. Wow, is it garbage? Like, the replica jerseys are so garbage. Like, the authentic jerseys are nice, obviously, but the replica jerseys, hot fire of garbage. The patches on them are like paper mache. There's no stitching to them whatsoever. It's like they're laminate. Yeah, essentially they're direct to print. Not even it's not even like glue residue. Like, you look on the inside, it's just the fabric of the shoulder patch. Like, this is weird.
Cost-cutting measures.
Yeah, well, yeah, CCM got sold. They have to have cost-cutting measures somehow, some way.
Or hey, maybe it's new technology, but still doesn't save them from being a dumpster fire in your estimation.
Oh no, heavens no, not for jersey-wise either. I wonder what this means, because a lot of them use CCM. I wonder if this means that Adidas could be coming into some places soon. We'll have to find out. I'll have to get on that, and really, I don't care either. It's obvious not Oyo Tech, but what is, honestly. All right, Lyle. So we kind of, if you were listening to the show earlier,
I caught part of it. I came in after the first half hour.
Okay, I think we might have covered this kind of. We kind of left the whole kneeling, not kneeling, sitting, not sitting, standing, arms locked thing alone. With this whole Penguins thing and the NFL thing and the hot takes that the Afro-Canadian players are giving to the members of the media. Didn't talk about Austin Matthews and his thing either, because it's just, I don't like, the hockey players are by and large are creatures of habit, and they're not going to disturb the boat, as we're seeing with the Olympics. You're a veteran of the Canadian military. Your take on this, we will yield the floor to you and your opinion on this. The thing as a whole, Lyle, the entire thing. Fix the U.S. is what I'm saying.
Okay, well, I can't fix the U.S. Unfortunately, I'm Canadian and nobody will listen to me. But okay. First of all, regarding I just want to say regarding the whole, kneeling during an anthem and it being disrespectful to veterans and to a country and to a flag. Now, as you mentioned, I am a veteran of the Canadian Forces. I do want to say what I'm about to say next. I would say even if I was a veteran of the U.S. military. And I'm speaking solely for myself here. I have no issue whatsoever with an athlete or anyone else, for that matter, taking a knee to stage a peaceful protest against an issue such as social injustice. In this instance, the reason why the handful before this past weekend of NFL athletes led by Colin Kaepernick. The reason why they were taking the knee was to protest in a peaceful way police brutality toward the black community. Now, whether or not you agree with what they did or anything like that, again, I have no issue with it. The reason why I have no issue with it is very simple. Veterans such as myself and those who've come before me, they defended the country's, your country, and in here in Canada, we defended our country's rights and freedoms. And some of them gave their lives in defense of those freedoms so that they would have the right to express themselves. Freedom of speech, freedom of choice, okay? Freedom of opinion, freedom to voice that opinion, okay? That's what it is all about, all right? Whether you agree with it or not, that's what it is all about. We don't defend those rights so that we can then turn around and tell people how to think, what they should believe, what they should say, how to protest, when to protest, what they can protest. That is not why we do that. That is certainly not why I serve my country, okay? That is certainly not why any veteran worth their salt served their country, okay? So that they could come back and tell people, stand up during an anthem. How dare you take a knee because you want to protest something, you know? No. We serve so they could have that right to do it, whether you agree with it or not. You see, when you start to dictate, to tell people what they should do, okay, that's not something a free society does. That's something dictatorships do. All right? I did not serve my country to tell people what to do, to tell people what opinions they can have. People are going to disagree. That's just the way it's going to go. But you should not sit down and tell anybody what they can or cannot protest. Okay? If you live in a free society, that's the way this is. Sometimes freedom, democracy gets a little messy. Sometimes you're going to have disagreements. It doesn't mean that you cannot at least respect where they're coming from. Instead of taking, an extreme opinion and shouting at each other, why don't you just actually stop and go, okay, why are they protesting? Oh, police brutality against the black community. Oh, now maybe that won't change your opinion about it. But maybe, just maybe, you can understand where they're coming from. Because anybody who thinks that they're doing this that they're being disrespectful to the American flag, to American rights, to American freedoms, to American veterans, to the country, they're dead wrong. That is not why they're doing it. That message has been taken and twisted by people who have their own agendas to try and besmirch these people. Okay? And by these people, I mean those protesters. All right? They are doing nothing wrong.
If the people... Sorry, go ahead, Lau.
No, go ahead. No, you go ahead. Go ahead.
I was going to say, if I feel like, and I didn't want to get too far into this without bringing you into the conversation, because you have a unique opinion on this that I don't have, because I never served. But I feel like if the people who were so angry about this would take that energy and help solve the problem, like if you wanted people to stop kneeling for the anthem, the way to stop that is to help them, not to yell at them and tell them to stop, because that's not going to do anything. Telling them to do what you want them to do isn't going to solve the problem, but helping to solve the issue together might solve the problem.
Exactly. Now, again, I can understand why people might disagree. I don't expect people to hold the same opinion as I do. I'm quite certain there are veterans in my country and in yours who disagree with me on that. But, again, this is about, as I said, this is about freedom of, the freedom, the rights to be able to express yourself. Okay? And they should be able to do that. And they should be allowed to do that. They should not be told, well, I fought for this country, so you got to do what I tell you to do. Good God, if we start doing that, if we start telling people that they have to stand for the flag, that they have to stand for the anthem, that you will, love your country and never say a bad word against it, welcome to totalitarianism, because that's what it is like. That's what it is like in North Korea. That's what it was like in the Soviet Union. That's what it's like in communist China. All right. Any place where there is a dictatorship, that's what it's like. You will not, okay, express a different view. You will not protest. You will do exactly what we tell you to do, and you will love it. That's not freedom. That is not freedom.
Mm-hmm. So the part for me that it is a private business. The NFL is a private business, just like any other business is a private business. The way that people conduct their business, you as a consumer can choose whether or not you want to partake in spending your money on that business. So the employees of the business that everyone was a fan of are now doing things you don't like. That's happened many, many times over the course of American history, that employees of businesses don't act the way that consumers want them to, and consumers go and put their money somewhere else. That's fine. I don't have an issue with that. It's the fact that the president of the United States injected himself into this. I mean, if it was just in and of itself and Colin Kaepernick did his thing, Joel Ward is saying he might do his thing, you know, whatever. If it was just a sports political, this is my venue for raising my voice, I'm perfectly fine with that. But when politics inject themselves into sports and cause the issue to spill over into something, I would love to be talking about hockey on a hockey show. It's unfortunate that we have to be like, and I want to discuss this topic, but it's unfortunate that we have to discuss this topic because it spilled over into a conversation about sports, and it shouldn't have. And it was because of the person who is supposed to be trying to bring the country together, not trying to divide it further apart.
Exactly. And the reason why, though, that it ultimately became a hockey discussion was because right in the middle of it, at the height of this thing, when emotions were running very high on Sunday, that's when the Pittsburgh Penguins chose the moment to release their statement saying that they would be attending the White House. They would be accepting the invitation of the White House to commemorate their 2017 Stanley Cup championship.
Timing is the big thing here, because
they
are masters of timing.
Yeah, well, it is. But you know something? That's the only bad thing that I can say about the Penguins regarding that issue. Their timing for the release of that statement perhaps could have been better. Maybe they thought that by releasing it, they would be addressing a slightly separate issue where the president got into a bit of a hissy fit with Steph Curry and the NBA's Golden Warriors and decided, okay, well, I'm disinviting you. So maybe they thought they were kind of getting ahead of it, of that story, because, well, he disinvited. Okay, Pittsburgh Penguins, are you still going? What are you going to do? Where's your stance on this? And maybe they thought that they were going to get ahead of it. But if you read that statement, first of all, I just want to say, if you read their statement, they make it very clear. Oh, hi, Jen. She just walked in behind you.
Thank you.
But they made it very clear that what they were doing was honoring a tradition of accepting the invitation to go to the White House and to commemorate their championship. In no way did that mean that they were supportive of the president's policies or viewpoints or anything like that. But yet it wound up becoming something where all of a sudden now the Pittsburgh Penguins are bad guys. They are standing with Donald Trump. They are holding his beliefs, even if they don't necessarily say some by their tacit going or by not taking a stand. They are standing with Trump and all that he believes. They are therefore evil, and they've disappointed the community. Okay, I'm exaggerating. I say they're evil, but you get the gist that they've disappointed us. The Penguins and the NHL in general. Here was a great opportunity to take a stand, and they didn't, and I am so disappointed in them.
But yet, the minute someone took a stand, like Tim Thomas, for his beliefs, he gets ridiculed in the same way the Penguins are getting ridiculed now for going.
Exactly. In 2012, when the Boston Bruins were going to be honored by then President Barack Obama for their 2011 Stanley Cup championship, Tim Thomas said he was not going to go based on his beliefs. He was not a supporter of President Obama, did not support his policies, he did not believe in how he was running the country, and exercised his freedom of choice to be able to say, no, I do not wish to go. Now, of course, he wound up attracting considerable criticism. I myself did not agree with what he said by that decision. Okay, being military, our thing is, you respect the rank, not the man. Right? When we, when you salute an officer, even if you don't like him or her, if you think that they're terrible, or you think they're poor leaders, you still salute the rank. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't agree with the president and his policies, that's fine, but you still respect the office. Okay? And people can go on and on about how Trump is disrespecting the office. And listen, I'm no fan of President Trump. I'm not. Okay? But you still respect the man. You respect the office, not the man. Because here's the thing. Okay? What's so different about what the Penguins are doing now and what they did a year ago when President Obama was in office? Okay, what does
people like that president, Lyle?
Exactly, because here's the thing: their going to the White House last year was not in any way, a demonstration that they stood with President Obama. They stand with him in his policies and his beliefs and his views. No, they received an invitation to have to come to the White House, to have their championship commemorated by the president, and they accepted. They went, they had a nice little grip and grin, told a few jokes got told, but mostly at Phil Kessel's expense. They gave the president a jersey with his number on, which he will never ever wear and will never be seen again until his presidential library is built, and then we'll see it behind glass among all the other jerseys that he collected during his tenure, 8 years in the White House.
God,
okay?
what if we found that in a thrift store here in North
that
Dakota?
would be cool.
We could just make one.
like an Obama presidential jersey. That'd be tremendous.
An Obama Blackhawks presidential jersey, because it's got to be from his hometown.
Of course,
I feel like
because it's from his hometown, Chicago. So it'd have to be, And he got three of them. Yeah, they won it 3 times when he was in office. He'd have 3 of those bad boys. So there you go.
I feel like the Penguins this year are like the guy in the corner of a party where a really big fight breaks out.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're in a movie and the camera pans over and he's like eating a sub with a beer in his hand. And he like looks at the camera like, oh, I'm just here. Like I was at the party. I was going to be here anyway. And now I'm like involved in this crime somehow.
Yeah.
But I was like invited to the party, and I've come to this party every year. And I don't understand why it's a big deal now that I'm at this party. I'm just doing my thing. So I don't know why everybody's really pissed that I'm here. I'm not part of this. See, if they would have just not released a statement and just showed up at the White House, nobody would have cared.
Because people would have asked. I think what they should have done in that instance, Mark, and maybe they should have waited a few days, let that whole thing kind of die down, and then release it. I think then these protests would have been and all this anger and disappointment would have been muted. But here's the thing that gets me. All right, we've known since June the Pittsburgh Penguins would accept the invitation to the White House. Okay? The team president and CEO said as much to the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette in mid-June. A month later, the team co-owner, Ron Burkle, said the same thing. He was asked about it because, of course, Mr. Burkle is a long-time Democratic supporter. Okay? Supported various Democrat candidates over the years. All right? He says, yes, he knew President Trump from before, but didn't agree with a lot of his policies. However, didn't matter. This was an invitation from the president, and you go. All right? This happened back in July. Where were the protests in June? Where were the protests in July? Why was this whole thing on the weekend, why was that the tipping point? Oh, well, because the Penguins released their statement in the middle of this whole firestorm. Really? That's what all of a sudden prompted you to chide the Penguins in the league for their supposed lack of social conscience? That is your tipping point? That's what did it? Reminded me of what Shannon Sharp said Okay, I don't know if you guys caught that interview over the weekend, where he was asked about the whole thing, and he basically went off, and he did not hold back on the NFL owners and a lot of the players who up until that point never took a knee, but all of a sudden, Donald Trump singles them out for criticism, and now, that's it, we're going to take a knee and we're going to stand up now. No, this is wrong.
And I think people forget that Kaepernick started doing this when Obama was in office.
Exactly. And again, it was not meant as disrespectful by any stretch. He went and talked, Kaepernick, to a former Navy SEAL about what would be, maybe a better way for him to express his protest without it coming across as him being disrespectful to the flag and everything like that. And the Navy SEAL suggested, take a knee. That's what we do, when we honor the fallen. We take a knee. So
how did that turn into disrespect then? Like,
how
did that?
Well, I think we all know, without going off the rails. We all know why.
Where's little Stan?
Yeah. Up next, little Stan will explain it. No, but here's the thing. That's what gets me about these. Look, if you're disappointed by the Penguins' stance, everything like that, okay, I can understand that. I guess I can understand it. But I could have a lot more respect for your opinion if you had voiced this back in June or back in July, okay? Instead of you're going to ride this hobby horse now, all right? It's and this is not meant as a defense of Donald Trump either, because it's not, all right? NHL players, okay? We complain about how NHL players, they live in their bubble. They're in this bubble. They live in a bubble. They're so bland and boring, most of them. They live in this bubble. We wish that they would express views or blah, 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 or whatever, But you know what? We like them being team first guys. We like them bland. We don't like, we hockey fans really don't cotton very well to anybody who speaks his mind. Okay, any player who speaks his mind, or if we think that they're putting themselves above the team, well, we don't like that. We don't like that.
There's no such thing in the NHL as a guy who takes 30 shots a night in the NBA or 60 or whatever, like the guy who just doesn't pass the ball. There's no such person in the NHL, because if there were, even as great a person as they are, or a great a player as they are, they wouldn't last very long, because they wouldn't be able to survive in the type of game that the NHL is. It needs to be a team sport.
Well, and that's the culture of it, and that's the other thing you also have to remember. This is a league that is 93% white. Okay, the bulk of the players, the overwhelming majority of the players, come from middle class, upper middle class families, mainly from Canada and the United States and in Europe. Okay. They have no concept of what Black people in the United States have to face, especially when it comes to dealings with police. And I am not by any means disrespecting the police. Most cops, most police are good people. They're trying to do their job. But you also cannot deny that there are those who operate basically outside the rules. Okay, who really, I mean, honestly, they are, brutal.
Statistically speaking, I mean,
exactly.
It's impossible to say that all of them are good police officers.
Yeah, the statistics are there to prove it. But there are those who engage in police brutality, and a disproportionate number of those instances are against the Black community. The statistics are there; they don't lie. You just can't ignore it and think it'll go away. It is an issue. But it's an issue that guys like the Penguins, like Sidney Crosby and people like that, because, of course, Crosby's team captain, they're being taken to task for. Well, they should know about this, and they should speak up about it. Oh, well, the reason that they don't is because, well, it doesn't affect them, so they can't be bothered. They aren't doing it because they aren't even aware. Okay, now you can say, oh, well, they're willfully unaware. Well, I got news for you. Most hockey players don't pay attention to politics. You talk to them about politics, they go, well, we don't have time for that stuff. I don't have time for that stuff.
They're the smart ones.
Yeah, they don't have time for it. They literally don't. Their whole damn lives is that bubble they live in. And it is a very protective bubble.
It's an amazing bubble.
Oh yes, you get paid very
I
well.
wish I could live in that
Living
bubble.
in oh
sometime.
yeah, but if you did, you probably would not have much of a social conscience, and if you did, you would probably keep it quiet. Remember how we always hear about, oh, how charitable NHL players are, and we only hear maybe 1/10 of all the stories of all the good deeds they do because they don't like to draw attention to themselves. We love that warm story. Aww,
Until you
aren't
punch
they
a cabbie, and then that's all you get.
yeah, but when it comes to social issues, though, I'm sure that there are NHL players who get involved quietly behind the scenes. They don't want to draw attention to themselves. These are believe it or not, undemonstrative guys. Why? Because of the culture of the sport in which they play. You do not put yourself above the team. Okay? Your actions, you do not put them above the team, above yourself, above the team, for good or ill. So that's what I mean. There was a very interesting story that I recently read regarding the reaction of some of the Bruins players toward Tim Thomas when he did what he did. And one of the Bruins said, one of the ex-Bruins, he was unnamed, but is like, they said, listen, we didn't mind, Timmy having his politics. We understood. The guy said, I just wish he'd kept his fucking mouth shut. Because that's what exact quote. I just wish he kept his fucking mouth shut, because all it did was just it distracted from the ceremony. It raised a whole bunch of uncomfortable questions for his teammates who now had what did you think about Tim doing this? What did you think about? They hated that. They loved Tim. They loved him, but in that moment they hated his guts, because what he did was put himself above the team. And everybody in the league took notice of that. So if you're wondering why Sidney Crosby didn't speak up or anything like that, that's one reason why. Everybody knows, okay? And the one thing, though, I will say before we go, just to kind of maybe wrap this up a bit here, I actually saw somebody in a series of tweets the other day basically pointing out that in Sidney Crosby's hometown of Cole Harbour, Nova Scotia, there have been instances of racial tension. Okay, some involving some riots in the local high school in Cole Harbour between black and white. Okay, and basically they were saying, oh, well, look, this incident happened in 1990, or sorry, one happened, I guess, was it 1989, 1998, and two other instances in 2005 and 2007. And Sidney Crosby, he's from there. He should have known about him. He can't say, well, I lived in a bubble. I didn't understand what was going on. He should have been aware. He should have been aware. Okay? And here's the thing. Trying to make it seem as though Crosby was willfully ignoring social issues that are going on back there, that he knew about them, but, just ignored them or glossed them or just, whatever you want to call it. But here's the thing. Crosby was 2 years old in 1989. He was 10 going on 11 in 1998. Okay? How many 11-year-olds do you know of that are socially active, have social conscience? There are very, very few that are even aware. Okay? Some of them maybe around that point in time, maybe they're starting to become aware of social bigotry at that age. Maybe they're becoming aware of it, but they don't really understand it. And as far as 2005 and 2007 go, hello, he was in the National Hockey League by that point. I'm pretty damn sure he wasn't paying any attention to the local news back home.
Scotty,
okay?
What were you doing when OJ got convicted?
I was in it was a gym class, and we were watching The Verdict. We literally were watching The Verdict in TV.
I was in French class and we were watching The Verdict. But what were you like as a middle school student? What were you? Were you like? I just want to go play some sports.
I was because me and Jeopardy grew up together in school, and he was very political at a young age. And I think at age 13, I bought a book about Newt Gingrich that I never read. So I tried to be faux political for a time, but that didn't really work out. I mean, I think it was also for us, it was a different time because we had a lot of the political scandal in terms of the Clinton situation, and all the other fun stuff that happened there. And yeah, I think we didn't have this, like, racism was there, but racism wasn't at the forefront because 9/11 doesn't happen, and gas was 99 cents a gallon, and all this other fun stuff. So I mean, it was a different. I can't compare it to today because it's different time. You're not inundated with news all the time. Like CNN went off the air or did other stuff. We didn't have a 24-hour news cycle at that point.
No, you didn't have social media either, with the drumbeat of it and everything like that. Yeah. Now, I know people are, there are also going to be people that are going to say, well, being ignorant is no excuse. Being ignorant is no excuse.
It kind of is.
But you know what? If you honestly really don't know really what is going on, okay? If you really don't know the story, really don't know, how can you be held accountable for that?
Or if it makes your life happier that you don't know, because you have enough stress, you don't need this other stress on top of it.
Or if you're living in a nice little comfy bubble, like that of a National Hockey League player, where they don't pay very much attention to social issues and news issues and things like that. They really don't. Not unless it's going to affect them directly. Now, this is starting to affect, it's starting to, I think, affect the NHL to a degree. This whole instance, maybe this will maybe cause some of the players to kind of look outside their bubble a little bit. Maybe, perhaps they will. But again, to sit down and to basically try to again enforce your opinion. These people who are disappointed in the Penguins and believe they shouldn't go. Okay, now you're trying to force your opinion upon them to get them to change their mind or get them to not to honor a long-standing tradition just because you don't like the guy in the White House. Yes, the guy in the White House, I think he's a racist. I think he's a bigot. Yes, I do. I believe that. His actions speak for themselves. But this is still an invitation to the White House, okay, to commemorate this, your championship. Just as it was, when President Obama was in office last year, okay? You don't have, by going there, you're not supporting his opinions or his beliefs. You're not standing with the man, okay? It's a little ceremony. He says a few dumb things. He probably doesn't know the first damn thing about hockey, okay? And they'll give him a jersey and off he'll go. I will say this, if Trump uses that opportunity to go off on an uncomfortable rambling, well, then you know what? Penguins, you kind of signed on for that, so don't complain if that happens.
I would put that as even money, that's going to happen.
Oh, I think it will too. I'll be very surprised if Trump stays on script through the whole thing and doesn't turn it into it's all about me. It's what's on my mind today.
Which, ironically enough, is how this whole thing started.
And the circle becomes complete. But, like I said, you want to be disappointed in the Penguins? That's fine. That's fine. Be disappointed in them. It's like I said, yes, you can say, well, maybe the NHL missed a great opportunity here to raise the social conscience or what have you. But, again, I think a lot of those protests for me would hold a lot more water. Probably a little more validity if some of you at all had spoken up back in June, back in July. All of a sudden, now it's a big issue for you.
Or when Tim Thomas did it wasn't. Like.
Well, that's the irony of that.
I find it hilarious that I look back on some people when that happened, and they're like. You should respect the entire. You go and you don't matter, and you're
respect
wrong.
The office.
You're wrong in doing this, Tim Thomas. You are wrong, and it's people across from Stu Hackle at SI to Travis Hughes at the SB Nation. Everyone around the board, with the exception of Mr. Greg Wyshynski, who pointed out Tim Thomas was right in doing it. It's the fault of the people in the front office for not quelling it earlier and making it a bigger thing than what it was.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, these other people they're just like Tim Thomas. It's your right to say it, but you're not right. You're not right, and go fuck your mom.
Well, and here's the thing that gets me about it, Scotty. Too, these people who were pillaring Tim Thomas want the Penguins now to do what Tim Thomas did. They want the Penguins not to go. Okay? And it's like, whoa, wait a minute. You didn't want Tim Thomas to go because it was all about respecting the office of the president and all of that. And there's a time and place for protest. And now it's like, I don't want you to go to the White House. I can't bear the thought of you standing next to Trump. Don't go. You're wrong. What happened to respecting the office of the president? I know that the president currently in there now is not really that worthy of respect, but it's still the office of the president. It's a tradition that you're going to do. Okay. So, I mean, if you want to go further back, hey, does this mean that all the 8 NHL teams that went to the White House when George W. Bush was in office,
the 7
that they condoned Bush's war on Iraq? Does that what that mean by them standing there with them, that they condone it? Should they have protested and not gone? Gee, I don't seem to recall that being an issue back then when people were being sent to fight a stupid, misguided war, which everybody agrees was wrong. Okay? As I said, hey, I was in the military at the time. And like I said, Afghanistan, that one I was behind. Iraq, wrong. It was a war. That was a war like Vietnam based on lies. It was wrong. And what grinds me about that was so many good young Americans and British soldiers and everybody like that who served. So many of them died or had their lives changed forever for a lie. I'm
pretty sure we thought the Carolina Hurricanes were all on board for the Iraq War, though.
But yet nobody protested that. Good heavens.
No. Yeah, because again, social media wasn't a big thing then either.
That's the problem.
But even that, but regardless, it shouldn't be about social
media.
It should be about social conscience and doing the right thing.
But the voices are louder, Lyle. It's like
I know
they're not louder. They're just there's more of them.
There's just more of them, and sometimes
the voices that have no fact check are louder.
No,
and sometimes on both sides they can be pretty obnoxious sometimes.
Right. Definitely both
sometimes.
Sides.
So to sum up, basically my position is this. As a veteran, I have no problem with athletes taking a knee in a peaceful protest of social injustice during an anthem. I do not consider it disrespectful of a flag. I do not consider it disrespectful of my country or your country or anybody's country when they do that. On the other hand, the Pittsburgh Penguins, they're not doing anything wrong by accepting the traditional invitation, go to the White House for commemoration of their 2017 Stanley Cup championship.
All right. We weren't going to spend much time on this. 40 minutes later, I think we're coming.
40 minutes later, we're off.
Yeah,
there we go.
So Lyle thinks that the Penguins should have held out from their statement.
Here we go.
About accepting an invitation to the White House. Lyle, are there any other notable holdouts that you think we need to work in?
He took the course. He took my seminar.
Scotty was seminar, ladies and gentlemen. Yes,
we've been doing this for too many years. I knew exactly
Bravo,
where we were going.
sir.
And I swiped it. I'm doing everything you're supposed to do. I'm going to be running the trivia game.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. You got a baby, so you're going to take some weeks off. So you got to get you got your FaceTime in, baby.
Was that the segue you were going to run with?
No, I just wanted to wrap the damn thing up.
And that was a perfect way to do it, too.
Perfect way to do it. Congratulations, sir.
Thank you.
So
holdouts, Columbus.
Josh Anderson, one of the big ones. Is there any other ones I can think out there?
Well, it's Josh Anderson really is.
Josh Anderson is not really a big holdout.
Not a big name, but he is basically staging a holdout. Well, I wouldn't really say if holdout is actually the right word for it. I mean, basically, hasn't signed a contract, hasn't agreed to a contract, so he's not reporting to camp until he has one. It's more of a contract standoff right now. Andreas Athanasiou is the same way. Athanasiou, same thing, but his is a little different because that's the Red Wings basically having some limited cap space right now. If this kid was going to take
more of a money issue than it is a actual contract issue.
Yeah, it's definitely more of a cap issue. If Athanasiou was going to sign with the KHL, he would have done it by now, as we talked about a couple weeks ago. That's not happening. I think they're just waiting until they can clear sufficient cap room. Somebody's going to get traded or demoted to free up the space, and then it's basically going to be, okay, kid, it's 1 year, 1.25 mil, or 2 years at 1.9 mil. If I was Athanasiou, take the 2 years at nearly $2 million a pop. Go out and prove you're worth more, and you'll be able to clean up later. You'll make you can hold their feet to the fire, and you can get yourself a much sweeter deal. Okay. But yeah, Josh Anderson's though that one is a little different. I mean, it's a real genuine standoff. I mean, neither side appears willing to budge. And, you have to wonder if maybe he becomes a trade chip in there. And I raised this point about a week ago. And I'm sure that and I know there's been a couple other people who've discussed it as well, because we know that the Blue Jackets had interest in Matt Duchene of the Colorado Avalanche going back to early July. They actually they did put an offer on the table. Ryan Murray was believed to be part of the offer, a young defenseman who, that they can obviously spare. I don't know what the other parts of the deal, but Ryan Murray was definitely supposed to be part of it. But the Avalanche said no, they wanted more. And I can't help but wonder if the Jackets, if this standoff is going to drag on into the start of the season, if they might consider packaging Anderson with Murray and maybe a high draft pick, maybe a top prospect, who knows, and package him or make a revised offer to the Avalanche for Matt Duchene with Josh Anderson as part of the deal.
Makes sense. It's one of those things.
Yeah.
And of course, Team Canada has been mentioned for all of this. So hooray.
Yay!
That'll be something.
So Team Canada in what?
The Olympics. Because he could play in the Olympics because he is not he would not be under an NHL contract.
That's right. If he's not under an NHL contract by that point, if he decides he's, basically after December 1st, if he is not signed by December 1st, then he's ineligible to play the rest of the season, and therefore he would be eligible to play for Team Canada in the Olympics.
Interesting.
So are AHL players that are on two-way contracts ineligible as well?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Nobody on any contract that in any way ties them to the NHL are allowed to participate in the Olympics.
Yeah.
Wow.
If you're on solely an AHL contract, I believe it's solely AHL, you can go. Yep.
And there are some guys who are taking the only AHL deal for now.
Yeah.
Because they know better than to take the entry-level deal, and they'll not be able to do that. By the way, I heard at the media luncheon, I heard some tings about you said the Colorado Avalanche things I may not be able to reveal.
But
I heard some tings about the Colorado Avalanche.
No, you're going to have to be more specific.
Well, you're going to without giving away too much.
I will say this: sources close to what had happened with Tyson Jost had the Colorado Avalanche calling him upwards of 3 to 4 times a day, asking him if he wanted to come out before he eventually broke and signed. I'm wondering how legal that is.
Strokey beard moment there.
I heard that. I'm just like, buh?
You could easily maybe text once and then send a Snapchat later and then maybe a DM on Twitter, but you definitely can't just call him over and over again. That's
and people say he was leaning towards staying at UND for another year, doing the Brock Besser thing, but at the same time, can't blame the dude for getting his cash. Not one bit can I blame the dude for getting his cash. So
no.
Oh God! By the way, don't get sick, kids. It's terrible. A lot of names on waivers, Lyle. One of the names that stuck out to me, Hunter Shinkaruk. What the hell is this kid's problem? How can he not stick?
Wow.
It's amazing how he is unable to stick with any team.
Well, he was he was originally belonged to the Canucks.
Yeah.
The Canucks drafted him, and then they a couple years ago traded him to Calgary for Granlund, and it was
Sven Varchi.
Was it Sven Varchi?
It was Sven Varchi because it was this tale of two guys who were unable to reach the expectations of their teams at that point. I believe it was Barchi. It could have been Granlund, but I want to say Granlund's still on the team.
No. Here it is. Canucks trade first rounder Hunter Shinkaruk to Calgary for Granlund.
Oh, how about that? Who the hell did Barchi get traded to Vancouver for?
Hang on. Oh, come on, fingers work.
Mm.
That's what she said.
Zinger.
Yeah.
There he is, everybody.
Canucks acquired Berchi from the Flames for a second-round pick in the 2015 NHL draft.
My point still stands about Sven Varchi. He's just that guy.
But I mean, yeah, the reason why I mentioned that is because I read about that the other day about Shinkaruk going on waivers, and this whole thing about people are saying, wow, that trade with Calgary is looking better and better, for the Canucks. Jeez, that worked.
And no
out
one
really
claimed
well.
him off waivers either, which is a more interesting point.
But the interesting thing about it is I read back some of the reaction from some Calgary or some both from Calgary bloggers and Canucks bloggers, and oh boy, yeah, that whole thing was, oh wow, yeah, the Flames, wow, what a steal, yeah, Canuck, boy, were you desperate, wow, they fleeced you, holy crap. And it's just like, 2 years later, it just goes to show. I mean, Granlund's turned into a lovely little addition there for the Canucks, one of the few bright spots they had last season, certainly. And meanwhile, Shinkaruk, he can't stick. But I do recall back when he was drafted, the assessment of him at the time is, he had a decent scoring touch, but there was concern about about his overall game. So, yeah. Mark?
I agree.
That boy, Mark.
Sounds good.
Yeah, I had to bounce and I had to come back. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I had some technical difficulties.
Well, Mark, how about we go ahead to your game show then? Because we are.
You ready? Is it about that time?
I think it's about the witching hour because we are at 60 after the hour here at 8 p.m. and we're doing it in real time.
All right. So, Lyle, tonight's game, I'm running the game.
All right.
This is the possibly the last before Baby Patanzo show. We got before BP and after BP.
Mm-hmm.
When Mark will look 10 year will age 10 years in the interim.
Yeah. So tonight's game, the last All-Star game in Tampa Bay before this upcoming season was 1999. Mm-hmm. That was also the North America versus Worlds All-Star game. We're looking for. Do we want to go one roster or name anyone that played in this game, Scotty?
That's up to you. You're running the show, sir.
You're running the board, son.
There's a lot of players that played in this game. Just give me anyone. Okay. Anyone that played in this game.
Anyone who played in the 1999
All-Star game. It was North America against the Worlds.
Okay.
So I'll start with Scotty since he has never done this before.
Roman Turek.
Roman Turek is incorrect.
Oh.
I knew he played in one of them, but I didn't know if it was the early one.
So it doesn't matter what team, just anyone.
Just anyone that played in this game.
Okay.
I mean, bonus points if you choose which team.
Dominic
Hasek should be pretty obvious.
Well, some would be pretty obvious. Dominic Hasek, Team World.
Good one.
Dominic Hasek is correct.
Nailed it.
Yeah.
I will go with Patrick Roy.
Patrick Roy. Is, I believe, not correct. Hold on.
Oh, come on.
Yeah,
really?
he wasn't an All-Star this year.
Patty Raw wasn't an All-Star?
According to Wikipedia, he was not on the All-Star team roster.
Wait a minute. You sure Julian Assange hasn't gotten in there and messed around with Wikipedia?
It's true. You're very right.
Exactly.
It could have happened.
No. We'll
I will go with that.
I will. Surprise.
I will assume injury or just pulled out because he didn't feel like it.
Yeah.
It's
true. Mm-hmm. All right, so Lyle's up 2-0.
I think he's only answered one.
I thought you had two. I don't know. Missed two.
No, this is my second one. It's 1-0.
Right. It will be 2-0 here in a second.
Well, we'll see. Matt Sundin.
So Lyle's going all world.
Oh, kind of all Euro right now.
All right. Well, obviously, yes.
So
go
okay,
ahead.
thanks.
Yes.
Appreciate it.
Ding, ding, ding.
Daniel Alfredson.
Daniel Alfredson. Hold on.
Uh-oh.
I don't see an Alfredson.
Are you kidding?
I'm not kidding.
Oh, my God.
Scotty.
I'm naming a lot of All-Stars.
You are.
I'm naming a ton of All-Stars.
What was this? The all blackball All-Star team?
Oh, racist.
God.
So wow, Lyle.
Wow, no Alfie.
Holy
Okay.
smokes.
Oh.
I gave you both rosters.
Okay. Okay. Alexei Yashin.
Alexei Yashin, correct.
Yeah.
So as a follow up,
I wouldn't have thought of him until Scotty mentioned said Alfredson, and I was expecting, oh yeah, Alfredson, he'll be there, and I wouldn't have thought of it. And then
Yeah,
you're like,
okay.
he's not there, and I'm like, oh, okay, got to be Yashin then.
I was gonna follow up and
No
ask
Alfie
you
then.
which team,
Wow.
but obviously the Senators. Okay, Scotty,
Wow.
literally anyone.
I
We
thought
talked
he-
about who
first
the
of all,
MVP
hold on.
of this game was.
Well, I know. I'm not going to go the easy answer. Because I thought Yashin was sitting out this year as well. The
No,
90
that was the
'cause I-
following year.
It was the following year.
The
so I got
following
my-
year he
yeah,
sat
but
out.
it was the fall of '99.
Yeah, 99, 2000 he sat out, but he was
Ah,
there for
right.
98, 99. Yeah.
See, now everything is wrong in my world. Everything is up is down, left is right. Yarmir Yager, give me that layup.
Gotta be.
Alright. Yes,
There
and
you go.
he was the
Okay.
captain, by the way, of this world team.
Yep, I
The
figured as much.
captain.
Jesus,
All
on
right,
the word.
so
Okay.
literally 4
Fuck.
players selected in the entire game. 4
It's-
of them have been on the world team.
It's role reversal, Lyle. I'm the one getting answers wrong while Mark's giving them. Not,
I know.
not Mark getting answers wrong.
I love it. I understand
Well,
the
let's be
power
fair
that
now.
you have now.
Last couple of quizzes there, Mark wound up being the big winner. So we can't sit there and
That's
be
true.
talking crap to
Mhm.
Mark on that
Mhm.
one. Because
Yeah,
I
we
do
can.
remember the last 2 quizzes, he was the winner.
Yeah,
And I
so-
was the one looking dumb because it wound up being between Mark and Johnny. So
Yeah, because we're like naming 1989 Washington.
well,
Capitals.
you guys are in 1989 Washington Capitals. Yeah, that board wasn't tilted at
Oh,
all.
there you go, Lyle. Now
I
it's
mean,
your turn. Lyle.
My turn,
shift
okay.
I would shift this into name the starting lineup, but you guys are having a hard enough time
Yeah,
just naming
yeah.
players.
I'm just skating along here right now. I know I'm going to get one wrong here eventually. Okay, Joe Sakic. That's got to be a layup.
Joe Sakic. Incorrect.
What?
Wow. Okay.
So no
Oh,
friggin'
no
avalanches were on the team
walk.
that
Yeah,
year.
no, there's an avalanche. I'll give
Oh,
you
I,
avalanche
yeah,
right
and I
now.
bet I know who it
Scotty.
is. Go ahead, Scotty.
For the layup,
Peter Forsberg.
Peter Forsberg, starting center for your world team.
There it is. Here comes the comeback kid.
Why wasn't Sakic on the team? Jeez.
Snowblower incident.
No, that happened,
you're-
that happened
what?
many years later.
Lyle, you are up.
Okay. Wow. Some of these aren't as easy as you think they're going to be.
No.
Okay. 1999.
You guys have still named 0 North American players.
Yeah, I
but-
know.
Okay. Hang on. Okay. Steve Eiserman.
There it is. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. Here he goes.
I have some bad news for you.
You're kidding.
He wasn't on this team.
You are kidding me.
No.
All right, I'm breaking this North American street. Wayne Gretzky.
Yes, thank you. Thank
Oh
you.
my
There
lord.
it is. Jesus.
Okay. Yeah, that's right. That's right. That was his last one, wasn't it? Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Mike Madonna.
Ooh, that's a good
Mike
one.
Madonna was on this team.
There.
Yes.
There we go. Now the
Good
ball.
Ah.
Now we're going here,
Actually
kids.
way more painful than I expected it to
Wow. Well, because
Well, we
so
gotta
many
get
of
the
these
wheels in
certainties aren't
motion.
there.
Wheels
Yeah.
in
be.
motion.
They aren't, and
How
I can't
about,
explain why.
How about a Brian Leach?
Ooh, that's a good one.
There is a 0 Brian Leach.
Interesting.
Wow.
That's
Okay.
Brian
Okay.
Leach.
Scott Niedermeyer.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Scott Niedermeyer, incorrect.
Yeah.
Oh
no,
my
that's too,
God.
too early for Niedermeyer. Can I get a Mark Messier? Can you give me a Mark Messier, please?
Sorry.
Ooh.
How are we naming
Ooh.
all stars before and after this?
Ooh. Okay. Martin Brodeur.
There we go. There it is. Put it on the board.
Marty Rodor is
There
your
it is.
starting goaltender for the
On the board.
Board.
I like that.
Lordy.
Sorry, by the way, Mark. Well done.
That was a good one.
Thank
I like
you.
that.
Thank you.
Peter F. Bondra.
That is correct.
There it is.
Yeah, there you go.
I was
There you
waiting.
go.
There aren't many that in
There-
1999.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was the lone representative from your Washington Capitals.
That one's interesting to me that he's the lone representative.
Mm.
Because there was another guy. I
Well,
thought
because
could've
that
got
was
on
the
world
team that went to the final that year. That's right, the Capitals.
And I would have thought.
the year before, right? The year
Yeah, the
before they went to
98,
the
yeah.
final.
Yeah, 98.
Yeah, I do not see any other Washington Capitals on this.
Okay.
Interesting.
Teemu Solani.
No, that's a good pick. I like that pick.
Emu starting right wing for the
There
world.
we go. Oh,
You guys
yeah.
have, by the way, if this influences your choices, you have only
Why not?
2 players left on the world starting lineup team, and both of them are defensemen.
Ooh. Choose wisely.
See, I'm trying to think of who. Give me. How about a Nick Lindstrom?
Ooh,
Nick
good
Lidstrom,
choice.
starting defenseman
There
from
you are.
Sweden.
There he is. There he is. Well played.
Lyle,
That's-
can
yeah.
you name? Do you want to try and?
No,
name the
I'm gonna.
last living defenseman?
No, I'm gonna look back on a North American now. We run out of. Okay. But
Trying to think of teams.
I know, right? Paul Correa.
That's a good one.
Paul Correa starting left wing.
Yes, boy. There we go.
Lyle, you have all 3 of the. Or sorry, no, my fault. I'm trying to do in yellow and red. See, you say you do no producing, Scotty, but this is complex stuff here. Trying to
No,
figure
no,
out what
I know
There you
producing,
go.
but I hate it. I didn't say I like it.
He can do it. He just doesn't like it.
That's why I give John. I take the intros. Johnny does the producing. We have a good feng shui going there.
There you go. Yeah.
So currently it is 7-5, Lyle. Well, how many
Ooh.
more rounds do you want to do? It's 9:26.
Whatever. We can do a couple more.
All right,
Yeah.
couple more.
Closing the gap here.
Yeah.
So 12 people have been named.
Mhm.
I'm trying to think of teams, and that's the biggest part. Is I'm just trying to think of
Yeah.
teams we haven't. 1999. This is an out of left field one. Alexander Mogilny.
Sorry.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
figured that one.
Chris Pronger.
Yeah, it's a good one. Has his right off his right near
Chris
his.
Pronger on the bench, but he's there.
Yeah.
That still counts.
That counts. You're on the team.
Bench counts.
Yes.
God, I'm trying to think of. We've only named one North American goalie, I think, too.
Mhm. Yeah.
Only one North American goalie has been
Oh,
named.
Jesus
0
Christ.
world goalies have been named.
No, we said Hasek wasn't on there.
Oh,
was he?
Hasek. Sorry,
Yeah.
Hasek.
Yeah, we said Hasek.
One world goalie, one North American goalie.
Okay.
My fault.
Sandis Ozolinch?
Ooh.
Deep cut.
You're overthinking this, man. You're overthinking this. I'm
No,
sorry,
because
man.
he
This
was
is-
no, because I'm not overthinking because he's an all-star. Because he was an
He
all-star.
was an
He
all-star.
was an all. Okay. How about this one? Sergei Zubov.
That was a good one.
Sergei Zubov, Russian all-star.
Yeah.
Not in the
Of course
starting
he is.
lineup, though. You did not name the last world
Oh.
defensive starting lineup person. But
Wow.
How
That's-
many starting lineup guys do we have left?
there are a total of 4 starting lineup players,
Okay.
both North American defenders,
Mhm.
a North American forward, and a world
World
defenseman.
defenseman.
World defenseman. Scotty, you're next. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I'm up.
Okay.
Mike Richter.
Mike Richter. Sorry. Wow.
Ooh, wow.
What was 1999?
Well, it was a few years after the OJ verdict.
No. They were just getting. We're in the middle of our high school. It was,
Yeah, MP3s were becoming a thing. Which they were.
I
at
think
that time.
I think you're thinking this is earlier than it is.
Okay.
or later.
Okay. Teppo Numanen.
Oh, that's a good pick.
Winner, chicken dinner.
Yeah.
Timo Numminen is the last
Wow.
defender on the world starting lineup.
Wow. Yeah.
You have now.
Well, I was
you've
bound and
named the world
determined to
starting
get that
lineup.
guy. I was bound and determined to fill that spot. that could have become my white whale right there.
Yeah.
Literally all 3 of the players remaining on the North American starting lineup are Hall of Famers.
Brett Hall.
Ooh, good one.
Well, let me look him up. Hold on.
Uh-oh.
He's not in the
Uh-oh.
starting lineup, and he's not in. He is not in the lineup at all.
Wow.
At
That
all.
was, that was the year he went ham with the Stars.
He is not in the lineup at all.
Curtis Joseph.
Oh, that's a good one. I like Cujo. That would have been after Nagano too.
Sorry.
Oh,
Wow.
Maybe that's why it was after Nagano.
Yeah.
No Cujo.
No Cujo.
All right. So
Yeah.
let me
Give-
tally real quick.
Yeah.
One,
Well,
three, four,
I can
five,
see
six,
Lyle
okay.
definitely won that one.
Lyle wins. So
Okay.
you get, if you can guess both defensemen Scotty, on the starting lineup. I will even the score,
Both
and we can go for a sudden death round.
99, both defensemen. I want to say, and this is world
No, sorry. This is North
or
America.
North
not
America,
world.
yeah.
Yeah.
Through the NHL, I meant. Christ on a crutch. Al McInnes.
Ooh.
Ding ding.
Yeah.
That's a good one. And Ray Bork.
Wow.
Oh,
Well done, sir.
God, he pulls it out. Well done, sir. Well done.
Wow,
Well
in the
played.
clutch.
That's
In the
impressive.
clutch.
So,
In the
so
clutch.
sudden death now.
Okay.
Should we? Should I ask for one of the backup goalies on each team? Is that what I should ask for?
I think any of the two backup goalies left, or four backup goalies
Yeah.
left.
So there are 4 goaltenders left to
Okay.
select from.
Oh my God.
Select. I will start with Lyle since I started with Scotty to start this
Um,
game. So Lyle, give me one of the 4 goaltenders remaining on this All-Star
Jesus H.
extravaganza.
Oh,
Oh man. Hang on. I'm trying to think through the teams here right now.
If you can defer if you'd like.
No. Hang on. Oh man. Come on. Oh, why am I drawing a blank here? Hang on. Fuck. Oh, sorry. I'm not normally rude.
This game seemed like it was so easy.
Come on.
never realized
Come
it's
on.
18 years ago.
Jeez. Come on. Oh.
I
I'm
am-
gonna
I
be
am-
so cross with myself.
Oh, I have an idea of mine.
This is a delight.
Mine
I
is
love
one.
this. I love every part of
But
this.
now I'm
Yee
second guessing
Bear.
mine. Oh, that's a good one.
That's a
I am
deep cut.
Sorry, Lyle.
I know. Scotty? Scotty?
I'm questioning it because I think he was holding out at this time too. Nick Habibulin.
Nikolai Habibulin, Phoenix Coyotes,
Oh.
number 35, Russia.
You're the winner. You're the winner, Scotty. Well done.
That
The
was
other
a,
three,
Yes,
three
please.
goalies, by the way, before you go
Okay.
on,
Who's left?
Artur Zerbe from Latvia.
Artur Zerbe.
That was the other
Archie.
world goalie. Ed Belfour from Canada. Come
Oh,
on,
how
guys.
could I
Eddie
miss Ed
Balfour.
Balfour? Oh my God. Oh my
And
God.
the
I
one
was
that you
thinking
probably-
of Dallas. With that, but I'm like, oh, come on. And just, no.
Oh, and I just saw the other one.
Yeah, and the other one you never would have gotten. Somehow
No.
Ron Tugnut made his way
Oh,
on.
no way. Oh my God.
So here are some other ones, Lyle, real quick.
Okay.
Tony Amonte, Rob Blake, Wendell
Rob
Clark, Theo Fleury,
Theo Fleury.
LeClaire Lindros, Larry Murphy.
Oh
Keith
my God. How
Primo.
can we miss those guys?
I know.
Because I was
Only
unsure of myself
two-thirds of
after
the
I got
Legion of Doom?
Alfredson wrong.
2/3 of the Legion of Doom. How do we miss those?
Primo, Recchi, Robitaille, Ronick, Shanahan, Stevens, Sador, Kachuk, Worldside,
I hate myself now.
Dimitra, Hammerlick, Holik. God, that was ooh.
Bobby Holik.
Dmitry Kristich, Sergei Krimakrasov. That's why we didn't know it.
Wow.
Marcus Naslin, Matthias Nordstrom, Matthias Olin, Martin Straka, Marco Sturm, Alexei Zhitnik.
So
My God.
well, but especially the North American ones. I still like Shanahan, Lindros, Leclerc, Kachuk, Primo. How the hell?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
That's a who's who of
then
what
you're
the
like-
hell.
And then you're
Exactly.
like, how did Dmitry Kristich on the Bruins, no less?
That
an
was
all-star
back when he
bid.
was actually good. Yeah.
Yeah, why did
Yeah.
where's
That
Adam
one was
Moss?
fun.
Theo Fleury. I mean,
That was, a
God.
good, that was a good one, Mark. That was a
That
very
was
good one.
yeah,
Congratulations.
I like that one. That was a good one. It wasn't obscure. So well
That
done,
was
sir.
my last victory.
Well done. Huzzah!
And bonus points. Do you know who coached each team?
Oh, for Christ!
I don't have that list up here.
Ron
Um,
Wilson.
I won't go into that.
Ron
So-
Wilson, Patrick Pat Burns,
No.
Ken Hitchcock.
Yes. North
Yes!
America's head coach, Ken Hitchcock.
Okay.
The world head coach, Lindy Ruff.
Oh no,
Well, of course.
sure, no, he's from Liechtenstein.
So they, even though it was the North America versus the Worlds, they still stuck with the Stanley Cup teams as the
No, they didn't.
well,
No,
the
those
Stars
are
and the
Stanley Cup
Sabres,
teams.
right?
That was no, because it would have been Scotty Bowman and Ron Wilson. It was the best
That's
teams
right.
at the midpoint of the season.
That's right. That's
Oh,
why I was thinking.
that's right.
Yeah, that's why I yelled out Ron Wilson.
yeah.
Yep. So Hitchcock, Lindy Ruff, and then the in North
They
America.
met at the end of that year in '99 for the Stanley Cup final.
Yes.
Yes,
they
you're
did.
right. You're right.
Which is an
So
interesting bit of
the
trivia.
associate coaches were, or assistant coaches, I should say, were Jim Schoenfeld for North America and Robbie Fatorik were for the world.
Robbie Fatorik until he tossed a
North
bench
America.
on the ice, and that cost him his NHL career.
Exactly. Well, that was fun, Lyle.
That was.
And we appreciate it as always, and your insight for everything. So it was a good bit. And hey, puck drops next week.
Yay!
Don't you dare miss it. We'll talk to you then, sir. Thank you very much.
Talk to you next week, guys. Take care.
There he
See you,
goes. Lyle Richardson, SpectresHockey.net, HockeyNews.com, Guardian, and Bleacher Report for the slideshows. Mark with a C. What do you got for us for shout outs?
Shout out to Fairfax Hospital. I feel like I may be in you next week.
Ew.
Well, I don't know. It might happen on a couch. I might be on a couch. We're gonna be at the hospital. I feel like some
I hope so. I was just that seemed like a fun thing to weird.
So other than that, I don't know if I have anything. Shout out to possibly the last Face Off Hockey show where there's only 2 Patanzas. I'm sorry, Sean Leahy.
That's fun. That'll be fun.
That's it for me.
All right, cool. All the best to you and yours. Shout out to Oyo because they know what's up. Shout out to Pop Chart Lab for their fantastic little poster that I'm gonna have to get framed with all the other posters I have to get framed that are right behind here. Shout out Jimmy John's. They were freaky fast getting my food here, and I was freaky fast eating it. Shout out to Mark and Brittany for little baby Patanza possibly being here in 7 days' time. Fun times happening this weekend. Wrestling Friday and the start of University of North Dakota hockey on Saturday. So a fun-filled weekend here in Grand Forks. It'll be a hoot of a holler of a time, folks. But for now, that's it. That's all. For Mark with the C, I'm Scotty Watts. Take care of yourself and someone else. It's been Face Off Hockey Show on faceoffhockeyshow.com. Listen, guys. We're part of the Blog Talk Radio Network. You can go ahead and give us a like, give us a 5-star review on iTunes, give us a like on our Facebook page, FOHS Radio. How about you follow us on Twitter, Face Off HCKY Show. Not much gets put up there, but yeah, just follow us anyway. New SodaStream Bubble coming this weekend. We missed it last weekend because just schedule didn't work out. So yeah, that's all it is, folks. Till next week. Talk to you then. Peace.
Bye-bye.
Banana,